よく皆さんわさびをいっぱいつけて食べたりしますけど、わさび今多分30秒ぐらい吸ってますけど、これしかできないんです大変なんです、わさび使うのは。皆さん大事にわさびを食べてください。
A few years ago, when I first moved to the city of Sendai, through a friend I was invited to a party with lots of local business owners, and I felt pretty out of my depth. I was in my 20s at the time, and everyone there was at least 2 or 3 times my age. However, there was one guy who I struck up a conversation with who was in his early 30s, really friendly, unassuming guy who had lived overseas for a short time in a mysterious land known only as Canada. And when I asked him what it was that he did, it turned out he was the president and owner of one of the largest sushi businesses in all of North Japan. His name was Satoshi Ueno, and today, after many years of talking about it, we're finally going to go and film inside one of his restaurants and see and hear what it's like to own a sushi business in Japan. With 30 restaurants across Japan and 800 employees, Satoshi Ueno has the daunting task of running his sushi empire, passed on to him by his father just 7 years ago. I've come to hear his story today inside Ueno-san's flagship luxury restaurant, Sushi Masa. Together we'll witness every aspect of running the business, from sourcing the finest seafood at an intense market auction, to spending an afternoon with the charismatic and highly skilled head chef of the restaurant, Yuji Yoshikawa. They'll also share the one thing never to do during your meal. You know what, hopefully by the end of this week I'll know everything I need to set up my own sushi restaurant in London. Filming inside a friend's restaurant, more like industrial espionage. While I've been lucky to dine at Ueno-san's restaurants many times before, I'll admit I've never set foot in his most high-end restaurant, Sushi Masa, which is inconspicuously hidden off a bustling street in downtown Sendai. Ascending the grand staircase, I find Ueno-san patiently waiting for me at the entrance.
あ、いらっしゃいませ。はい。
久しぶり。
久しぶり。
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
今日本当に時間をいただきありがとうございます。
Okay, thank you very much.
So much for giving me the time today.
Okay.
We haven't seen each other maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. So how do I look?
It's old. Lips.
It's
maybe
a little bit
muscle.
away. Yeah, muscle. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. ここが寿司マサです。
Wow, it's so kind of warm and vibrant. How many people can you have in the counter?
12.
About 12 people?
Yeah.
12 people. And then you've got 2 rooms,
yes.
Private rooms here. I feel like I've stumbled into an art gallery, let alone a restaurant. Ueno-san has carefully selected Suzuri calligraphy ink artwork in immaculate wooden finishings with an interior that feels contemporary, yet steeped in tradition. When it comes to the interior of a sushi restaurant, what's the most important things to look for? What's the most important thing when you're kind of creating it?
Counter is important.
The counter.
Yeah.
This is nice. Often at sushi restaurants, the counter is very big and it's a lot of glass, whereas here the sushi is really beautifully presented and integrated within the counter on the top.
And they're cold. This.
Oh, it's cold. Wow. And what about lighting?
Yeah,
the lighting
yeah.
is so good. There's so many different lights highlighting the fish and the chef.
Yeah, this is important too.
Meanwhile, tucked away on the 3rd floor are extra special hidden rooms for guests looking to dine in private. Oh. What kind of customers use these kind of private rooms?
Company owner or also family.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you prefer out of the counter and the private room?
Sushi is counter is better.
Yeah. Good for a family.
Yeah.
Maybe good for a date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for a date. But yeah, I think the counter for me is probably better, just because you can watch the chef, right? We've had a great tour, Ueno-san. Thank you for the tour of the restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm very eager to try something. Should we eat some sushi? Should we dive in?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Neither.
Not yet.
Yeah. The first seafood market.
The seafood market.
You should look.
Ah, right. Where you get the fish from? Okay. Should we go now?
Now, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. What time?
5:30 a.m.
円、99、800円、800円、15万800円、それが1枚は600円、600円、600円。
There's nothing quite as intense as coming into a Japanese fish market at 4 AM in the morning when everything's kicking off and everyone's buying things and auctions are happening. It's so intense. It's a great way to wake up though, I'll say that much. With 30 restaurants to supply, Ueno-san has an army of buyers around the market, though he still visits weekly to peruse what's on offer. It's arguably the busiest part of the market. The most prized fish, of course, is tuna. The only place I've seen more tuna would have been Tsukiji Fish Market in Tokyo. There's about 100 here, each one costing a staggering amount of money. A single tuna typically sells for around $10,000. And to make sure it's money well spent, before the morning auctions kick off, buyers carefully select their tuna by examining a section of the tail.
割ってくれるので、この赤身の部分と、皮目の脂身がしっかり分かるっていう。脂乗ってるかどうかはやっぱり寿司屋って重要なので、中トロになるのと赤身では全然値段が違うので、例えばこう分かりますよね、見て脂があるの。こっちは赤身が綺麗なの。
With one of Ueno-san's top buyers nestled at the back, placing the winning bid on their tuna, it's promptly wheeled off across the market to be cut and prepared for distribution to the restaurants. A single 500-pound tuna can make 10,000 servings, and naturally, the best cuts today will be enjoyed by the lucky customers at restaurant Sushi Masa, which is me.
Very fresh. 仙台市場に出入りし始めたのは20年以上前。やっぱり仕入れし始めた時は、まあ、私の時代じゃないんですけど、父の代の時なんですけれども、まあ、彼は非常に苦労したと。やっぱり、買う量と、頻度がその市場の方々の信用を作るので、それがない時代はやっぱりすごく大変、で、まあ簡単ないじめみたいなのもあったようです。
His father may have been ridiculed back in those early days, but his fortunes couldn't be any more different today as one of the biggest buyers in the market. This morning alone, Ueno-san has spent $20,000 on fish for his chain of restaurants. Obviously, the fish market is very exciting, very intense, crazy place. How do you feel when you come down here, Ueno-san? You've been coming here many years now. How do you feel when you walk amongst the places and speak to everyone?
やっぱり身が引き締まる感じですね。緊張感ありますし。緊張感っていうか、一発勝負、オークションなんで、一回一回が一発勝負なんで、僕は結構市場に来ると背筋が伸びるっていうかね、緊張するっていうか。
How many people do you know in the market? When we were walking through earlier, everybody was saying hello.
もちろん毎日来てたので、だいたい顔見知りの人が多いですけど、挨拶する人は半分ぐらいじゃないですか。
半分。It's a lot of people.
じゃあ今日見た魚を、食べに行きましょうか。はい。食べに行こう。Let's go to sushi.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
So hungry.
Yeah.
長崎。
本場。
Wow. Even with the finest, freshest ingredients from the local market, it'd all be completely wasted without a skilled chef. Unfortunately, Ueno-san's right-hand man and head chef Yuji Yoshikawa has dedicated over half his lifetime to honing his craft and preparing sushi for the family business.
手寿司。わかりますこれ。僕は板前になったのは、というかこの会社にお世話になったのは16歳の時なので、明日誕生日なんですね。で、36歳になります。20年間一応勤めてるんですけど、板前になってよく聞かれるのが何年でお寿司握れるようになるのかとか、まあ人それぞれですけど、やっぱりやる気と根性さえあればすぐなれます。まあただ目安としてはやっぱり 2,3 年はちゃんとね、しっかりといろいろ基本を教えていただいて、まあより一層楽しくできるのかなというふうに思います。やっ ぱ板前で一番大事なのはセンスだと思ってます。そのセンスっていうのもお客さんを満足させるセンス、ただ握りがうまいだけじゃなくて、そのお客さんとトークのセンスとか、お客さんとのその好みを把握するセンス、そういうのが一番すごい人はやっぱりすごい板前さんになりますかね。お客さんにどこおすすめかって聞かれると、やっぱ生マグロなんで、やっぱこの一番いい大トロ、やっぱここはおすすめします。で今大トロをちょっと油乗ってるからこう光るんですね、油で指が。僕個人としては好きなところは、大トロももちろん美味しいんですけど、この中トロ、この中トロの部分が、赤身と中トロの半々ぐらいのところですごくマグロの味が濃厚なんですね。ここが個人的には好きです。やっぱ寿司を握ってる時にやっぱ一番気にしてるっていうのは、シャリの温度帯とシャリの大きさ、硬さ、あとわさびの量。ただ同じシャリの大きさで全部握ったんではダメなんですね。ものによってネタの大きさによってシャリの大きさも変えたり、ものによって柔らかさを変えたり、ネタとシャリが口の中でほぐれた時にちょうどバランスよくなくなるっていうのが理想なんです。なので、硬さはかなり大事にしてますね。生わさびは茎の方はすらないで、基本的にはこれは醤油漬けとかいろいろするんですけど、ここをこう鉛筆のように削ります。でここからこの先っぽの方から下ろしていきます。よく皆さんわさびをいっぱいつけて食べたりしますけど、わさび今多分30秒ぐらい吸ってますけど、これしかできないんです大変なんです、わさび使うのは。皆さん大事にわさびを食べてください。チューブとかのわさびが、使われてるところも多いと思うんですけど、この生わさびと何が違うかって言ったら、やっぱり添加物がこっちは一切入ってないので、向こうはいろいろ砂糖とか化学調味料とかね、そういうのも添加されてるんで、そこがやっぱ大きい違いと、あと香りじゃないですかね。フレッシュ感は、チューブのわさびとは全然違いますね。
With all the skill and craftsmanship that's gone into preparing the immaculate plate of sushi, from a customer perspective, it can be a little bit intimidating not to screw things up at the final hurdle. Thankfully though, according to Yoshikawa-san, there's only one thing that rubs him the wrong way, and it's easily avoided.
お寿司屋さんに来たら、やってはいけないことが一つだけあります。板前さんが愛情を込めて握ったお寿司を出した時に、そのネタをペローンと剥がして、それに醤油をつけて戻して食べるっていうのは NG です。握ってる意味がないです。あれやっぱその一貫でも物語があって、シャリの硬さだったりわさびの量だったりシャリの大きさだったりネタの大きさ、いろいろな温度帯もありますし、いろんなことが一つになって一貫ができてるわけなんですね。それをネタだけ取ったら物語を潰してるみたいなもんなので、これはやらないでいただきたいと思います。それ以外だったら特にあんまり NG はないと思います。美味しく食べてもらえればいいと思います。箸で食べようが手で食べようが、好きなものを好きなだけ食べればいいと思います。
Yoshikawa-san has handed me this beautifully prepared assortment of tuna, freshly brushed with soy sauce and glistening in the light. And away we go. I'm going to start with akami. It's the most flavourful one. Tadakimasu. Oh wow. Oh bloody hell, that's good. So good. Honestly. It's all about that balance of flavours, right? Everything has got to be right, and that is just absolutely perfect. The vinegar in the rice, the wasabi underneath the fish, and of course the fish itself, the star of the show. So juicy and flavourful. And then chutoro. Oh bloody hell. Alright, I think chutoro is my favourite. Because it is quite fatty, it does have that melt in your mouth kind of sensation. The trouble with having something that is so good, that is so perfect, is going back to anything else feels like a crime. And this is certainly going to make dining out at other sushi restaurants a whole lot more difficult going forward. Oh God, so bloody good. After poor old Yoshikawa-san has watched me stuff myself with his carefully prepared tuna, we're joined once again by Ueno-san, who opens up about the pressures of running a large family business from such a young age, almost unheard of in Japanese culture. where the average age of a company president is 59 years old. I think the most impressive thing for me, Ueno-san, is you're 38 now?
Now 38.
But you're the shacho, you're the president of a massive company, 30 restaurants. In Japan, that's pretty rare, right? To have someone who's young, someone who's under 40, running the company.
I became president when I was 31 years.
31. I'm 30, so one more year.
Yeah. So
that's a lot of responsibility.
But my father said, "You're young, but still I'm young." He said. So, if I old, my planning thinking is also old.
Right. Yeah.
Or hard.
Not innovative, maybe.
Yeah. In fact, last year he retired.
He completely retired. Lucky man.
Lucky man. Yeah.
How old is your father?
60, almost 4.
64.
Yeah.
Wow. What's been the most difficult thing for you as the leader, as the shacho? What's the most difficult thing?
I don't say employer. I don't say. I want to like a friend
to your staff.
Staff の信頼を得ることが大変。
Building trust with the staff.
Building
trust with the staff.
With staff, yes. It's most important.
It's most important and very difficult. Takes a lot of time, I imagine.
When I start president, the first I talking with staff. Every staff.
Everyone. How many staff? Is that
800.
800 staff, everyone.
3 years or
It took 3 years.
Yeah. Then I thinking, what is president? What is president working on? Really thinking.
President, I guess, having a goal or a dream, like having a vision for the business. And Ueno-san certainly has vision. In recent years, the company has been planting trees along Tohoku's tsunami-affected coastline, albeit not necessarily for the environmental reasons you might think.
じゃあクリスは遠くの海と近くの海、取れる魚はどっちが多いと密度があると思います。
難しいな。近くの海。
Yes.
Like the sea close to the.
Yeah. 海藻とか貝類も、あらゆる魚は陸の近くに生息しています。でそれは餌が豊富だから。でその餌が豊富な理由は実は森から栄養素が来てると。だから森がダメになったら海がダメになるっていう。
Very interesting. Yeah, I'd never thought about that.
だからこれから人間社会はどんどん進歩していきますけど、自然を少しずつ残しながらバランスを持って、やっていかないとこの寿司っていう美味しいお寿司も食べれなくなっちゃうと。
I'm so grateful to Ueno-san for letting us come in here to film, for dragging me around the market, an incredible experience. The food, the atmosphere, it's just such an amazing restaurant, Sushi Masa. And to hear what it's like to own a restaurant has been just such an amazing experience. Everything about this restaurant is a 10 out of 10. And if you ever find yourself in Sendai, I highly recommend coming to Sushi Masa. It'll be an experience that you will never, ever forget. Well, it's been an amazing 2 days, Ueno-san. Thank you so much for showing us around your restaurant, showing us how the whole business operates. I think I've learned so much about the industry.
Thank you very much, too.
Thank you so much.
See you.
And now I will open my sushi restaurant in London. London.
Never.
No?
Never.
No? Oh.
Take care.
All right.